right, let's talk about AGOA now. The African Growth and Opportunity Act is a law signed in America that gives us and other African countries preferential access to the US market. So it's been a huge draw card for the likes of vehicle manufacturers here in South Africa, who then also enjoy that preferential access. And luckily, we are still included in AGOA. Even beyond that, the 20th AGOA Forum is being hosted here in South Africa at Nasrec. That's where we find SABC News International Editor Sophie Mokoena tonight.
Well, Francis, yes, indeed. This is day 2 of the AGOA Forum. Today we saw the president addressing those delegates who are here, or the representatives of different countries that are part of this agreement. One issue that came out was the issue of the renewal of this agreement. The president saying that it should be done much earlier, but secondly, the duration of 10 years sometimes does have challenges in relation to how you ensure that there's continuity. And you know that with business, they always want to ensure that whatever it's been done, there's continuity. And therefore, the president making an appeal to the administration of Joe Biden that when he presents a report to the Congress, he must ensure that they are able to persuade the Congress in the United States of America to agree to the early renewal, but also look at a longer term. But with me here, I have Miyelani Mkhabela, who is going to unpack this AGOA Forum for us. Miyelani, one thing that the president spoke about is the extension. And he is clear that if you want consistency and perhaps better returns, it is better to have a longer term, but also the renewal must come much earlier. What could be the reasons?
The reasons are investment will need at least 2 cycles. So the first cycle in small product, it can be 7 years, but in infrastructure or health-related project, it could be 10 years. So if you have 1 cycle, it will be like a private equity that comes in and out. But like you cannot derive a commercial sense from 7 years, which there are risk of activation of these projects, and there is risk as well of exiting of this project. So you will need enough time sustainably to be 20 years. And then at the same time, when the contracting or the commitment with the US or Washington, it must come as early as 2024, so that all countries and investors can prepare themselves and as well look at who will be the future suppliers of all these related products that are, it can be in petroleum, minerals, textiles and apparels, and other related agricultural products.
Looking at the issue of South Africa saying that we want to have these industries, beneficiation, the president's talking about that fact that they don't want to send the products as unfinished products. They want to export finished products. But the problem here is the issue of the skills. Do we have the needed skills in these industries to ensure that we do just that in terms of beneficiation?
The combination of investment, so if it's foreign direct investment with the United States, they have capacity to bring the production a team to work with the South African production team, and then we manufacture the products locally so that we value add all the products that are needed and create jobs locally and export the product, which in a sense, in the second phase or in this new phase of AGOA, we will need to see South Africa and the African continent to be exporting predominantly value-added products to levels where we can start to see the returns on investment, but at the same time respecting the nations that are a country of origins of all these products that are exported to the United States?
The African Continental Free Trade Area, it's a vehicle where Africans have agreed to do business amongst themselves. How do you factor in the African Continental Free Trade Area, but also taking into consideration the issue of infrastructure? I spoke to leaders of industry, particularly in the automotive industry. They were complaining about the logistics.
I think with regard to South Africa, I will say what United States and China, Japan are doing to South Africa. South Africa as a BRICS country needs to provide duty-free, tariff-free to African countries so that the African countries can have access to the global market, and that will make South Africa a leader. But if we want to be a getaway to the African continent, but we don't provide means, it will not really stand. But now we need to raise our head, and then we ensure that we are a leading country in Africa, but as well provide a lot of duty-frees that we can provide, whether it could be to Namibia, Zambia, DRC. We will have a prototype, but we will still need to have a second phase as to what other targets products that we can value add with other countries. Like Nigeria, we need to make sure that the processing of oil is produced predominantly in South Africa and Nigeria, and then we export it as processed like oil. And that will make South Africa a country to be creating more jobs in South Africa and the rest of the African market.
Thank you for your time. There you have it. It is quite important for South Africa to play a prominent role in terms of ensuring that all these countries that are here, whatever discussions are currently underway as we speak, because negotiations are continuing, the continent in general does benefit. But as I pointed out, South Africa will have to improve its energy supply. The country will have to ensure that our logistics are up to the standard where you are able to transport all these products. As I pointed out, the CEO of BMW, the CEO of Mercedes-Benz, and the representative of Ford Motors, they were complaining about the logistics, the challenges we have with Transnet and our ports. Back to you in studio.
Yeah, the logistical challenge is a huge one. Thank you very much to Sophie Mokoena, editor, reporting from that AGOA forum that continues into tomorrow, and we'll follow those negotiations for you.